Hi, everyone. We're gonna get started here. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Thuy Tran, and I am with the Minnesota Department of Correction. I am the Diversity and Recruitment Internship Coordinator. Again, thank you again for joining today. Hope you can all hear me just fine. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type it in the Q&A. All right, so a little bit about the Department of Corrections. We do have 11 facilities across the state of Minnesota. We have facilities from Faribault to Lino Lakes, Moose Lake, Willow River, Oak Park Heights, which is our maximum security, Red Wing, which is our juvenile and adult facility, Rush City, Shakopee, which is our only women's facility in the state of Minnesota, St. Cloud, Stillwater, and Togo. So a little bit history or a little bit about the Minnesota Department of Corrections. So the Minnesota Department of Corrections is focused on transforming lives for our state for Minnesota. Every day, over 4,000 corrections professionals work in our department to keep Minnesotans safe by supervising incarcerated people in our state correctional facilities and in the community. Through our mission, we are also committed to practice equal opportunity employment to increase the diversity of our workforce. State of Minnesota, why work for the state? So the state of Minnesota is one of our largest employers in Minnesota. We have over 10,000 employees. We have over 100 state agencies across the state. The state offers job stability and security, and I understand that during the economic challenges, it is very important to have job security and stability during this time. The state does offer excellent benefits package, which I will go into details on the next slide. We have a wide variety of career opportunities. The state also has part-time, full-time, and seasonal positions within the state of Minnesota. So some of the benefits that we do have is we have very affordable medical and dental insurance. And during the pandemic, we do offer for eligible folks who are eligible for benefits, we are waiving the 35 wait period once you get hired into the state of Minnesota. We also have pension and life insurance. So we have deferred compensation, which would be equivalent to a 401k. We also have earned time off, vacation and sick time. So for every hours or every work week that you work, we do earn accumulations of vacation and sick time. One of the other benefits that we do have within the state of Minnesota is a public student loan forgiveness program, which is the PSLF program, where we do require 10 years of service in order to get your student loans forgiven. We also have tuition reimbursement, where we reimburse for training and educational reimbursements for those. We also have optional pre-tax benefits such as dependent care expense account, medical, dental, premium accounts, and transit expense account. Some of the healthcare job opportunities that we currently have available are, one is the certified medical assistants and licensed practical nurse positions. We have a couple positions open right now. As of today, we have a CMA or LPN position open in Shakopee. The licensed practical nurse or CMA performs duties to assist practitioners and registered nurses in providing health care to our offenders. I believe the Stillwater positions alone is the Stillwater position alone is just for the LPN. So I believe if you are looking for a certified medical assistant jobs, it would only be in Shakopee as of today. And just a FYI to many of you that who are seeking nursing positions, we do have them open periodically. Just because we don't see a position open today, there could be one open tomorrow or even next week. So I do encourage that everyone who has interest in working in the healthcare in healthcare positions within the Department of Corrections to encourage you to look at our jobs every single day or every single week for other job opportunities. And as for the LPN positions, we do require completion of training programs in medical assistance or in license in Minnesota practical nursing, or if it was a CMA, then a completion of training program in medical assistance or certification in medical assistance. We also have registered nurse positions. There is one available right now in Moose Lake Prison, and that is around Moose Lake Prison, which is also very close to our Willow River location. The registered nurse position assists in healthcare administration to our offenders. You must be a registered nurse in the state of Minnesota with a current active license as well. Moving on to the next, we do have alcohol and drug counseling, which is our chemical dependency positions available. We have clinical program therapists all the way from level 1 to 4 within the state of Minnesota corrections facilities. The clinical program therapist or the chemical dependency program provides substance use disorder treatment to offenders in the challenge incarcerated program. A current license is required in alcohol and drug counseling, or a license equivalent to that as well. And right now it looks like we do have several positions open in Willow River, Moose Lake, and Lino Lakes as of today. And I believe those positions are open until about mid-June. Going on to the next, we have another clinical program therapist, which is would be housed in our mental health units. These positions will provide advanced direct clinical mental health services to offenders within the mental health units. So I believe we have 3 positions open in this area, 2 which is in Oak Park Heights and 1 in Rush City. These positions do require a license, a master's degree license, or master's degree or higher in psychology, social work, marriage, and family counseling. And then the clinical program therapist for mental health 4 is also the same thing, except with more experience in that field. We also have psychologist positions open right now. I believe it's a psychologist 3 position open in Rush City, where this position provides behavioral health services and to offenders and sex offender treatment programming. And this does require completion of doctorate in psychology. And another position that we do have open right now is our management analyst 4 position, which would be directly under, or the position title would be called the budget and contract analyst position. These positions provide advice and financial expertise in budgeting, purchase practices, cost analysis, contract, and spending. So this healthcare budget administration position is actually located in our St. Paul Central Office location. And for those of you who are seeking other employment other than healthcare opportunities, we do have a trainee correction officer position where we do only require either a GED or high school diploma, must be 18 years of age. and have any experience in any field. So you can be in retail, you can be in food administration, you could be in healthcare, whatever the case may be. We only require that you have 1 year experience in any field. And the reason why the qualifications are very minimal is because we have a 6-week paid academy training, and the rates for the training correction officer position start at $20.55 with full benefits. How to find jobs at Department of Corrections. So we do have 2 websites here available for you. One is you can visit our Minnesota Department of Corrections website at mn.gov/DOC. You can actually find our jobs, some of our jobs listed here. If you have questions about some of our facilities, security levels for every prison within the state of Minnesota, you can go onto facilities and click on the facilities that you are interested in applying on. Moving forward, in order to apply for our positions, we do require that you apply with our state of Minnesota, within our state of Minnesota's website. So please visit www.mn.gov/careers to apply for any positions that you would like to apply for. The application process. Again, to apply, please visit mn.gov/careers. Step 1, click on the search for jobs now in external applicants. You can filter our agency by corrections department to see the list of jobs available. I believe as of today, we do have 29 jobs available. However, for the corrections, the trainee correction officer position, we are seeking about 90 officers across the state of Minnesota if you have interest in that. And then step 3, you would just register, click on the job that is interest to you or you meet minimum qualifications on, and register as a new user to create a profile. You can also register for the state of Minnesota, and then also set up a job search agent so you can be notified for every time a new job is available for you. And then once you get in there, you'll be able to see how to apply for the job as well. And if you do need further assistance on how to, if you're unable to access the account or have any login issues, whatever the case may be, you can reach us out at the job line at 651-259-3637 or email the careers@state.mn.us website for further assistance as well. So other tips for job seekers. So we do have some helpful tips to remember during the application process. One is always read the entire job posting carefully and apply for positions for what you meet the minimum qualifications. In other words, if you know that you meet the minimum qualifications, but your resume does not indicate it, we would suggest that you make sure that it is listed within your resume in order to be considered. 2 is that make sure you tailor your resume for every single job. Every single job does have a different qualification on there. Please make sure that you tailor your resume for each and every single job that you apply for. You can also check your online account for status of jobs in which you have applied. So I believe there is a My Job tab within the state of Minnesota's career website where you can see where the status of your applications is at. Learn more about our state agency, administration, or division by visiting our agency's website. Again, you can either go into one or the other websites, mn.doc or .gov/doc for Minnesota corrections information, or you can even go onto the careers website to get more information on state agencies. Prepare for interviews. See tips on our Minnesota's career site. Again, that's the same second link that I had sent over. You can go in there to see other tips that we have out there. We also have information on Connect 700 program that we have available, and some other useful tips and resources that may be available to you. Don't get discouraged in your search. Remain positive and passionate. Again, within the state of Minnesota itself, we have over 200 jobs that are listed out there, and not every job may be tailored to you, but we do encourage that every single time you do have interest in a job that you check in on it on a weekly basis to see if those jobs are going to be available for you. And then actively manage your career within the state of Minnesota. Again, the state of Minnesota is one of the best employers. Just even in my own experience, some of the benefits and some of the family-oriented things that we do within the state of Minnesota is the reason why I am working for the state. Lastly, criminal convictions. I know that there are some questions that do arise when we've had previous career events where folks do ask, do we hire felons or folks who has a criminal conviction? And the short answer is yes. They are reviewed on a case-by-case basis. So again, persons with criminal convictions may still be eligible to work for DOC. The Department of Corrections has a policy in place which outlines procedures and prospective employees must follow during the hiring process. And if you have any further questions on some of these, please contact your HR staff representative, which is listed on every single job listing. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any further questions, please reach out to me. Again, my name is Thuy Tran. You can give me a call or email me with any specific questions that you may have. Thank you again.
Good afternoon. I am Kimberly Rowan, and I work for the state of Minnesota. Today's session will focus on the Department of Human Services healthcare job opportunities. I will go through this presentation just highlighting a few key highlights about working at the state of Minnesota and with the Department of Human Services. If you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to enter your question in the chat session. I will respond to questions at the end and be able to answer any questions at that time. Let's get started. The state of Minnesota is one of the largest employers in Minnesota. We have over 100 state agencies across our great state. We offer an excellent benefits package. We offer an array of career opportunities, such as in the field of agriculture, to accounting, to welders, and zookeepers. We have both professional and technical trade positions across our 24 cabinet level agencies and over 100 cabinets, boards, and commissions. The work that you contribute to the state of Minnesota affects the quality of life of millions of Minnesotans, which offers you one-of-a-kind experience to build your career and community with the state. So the Department of Human Services, DHS for short, the agency helps to ensure that Minnesota seniors, people with disabilities, children, and others meet the basic needs and have the opportunity to reach their full potential. DHS has the largest financial responsibility to provide healthcare coverage for low-income Minnesotans. So they provide secure and economic assistance for struggling families, providing services for people with mental illnesses, chemical dependency, or any type of physical or developmental disability. This is one of the largest agencies, as I mentioned, and they provide an array of services for many different communities across our great state. So specifically, we're talking about healthcare opportunities with Department of Human Services. We have, during this pandemic, as well as in our typical everyday workforce need, healthcare jobs are essential positions that we constantly hire for. Right now, we have over 20 positions for registered nurses. We have a number of licensed practical nurses positions available. We need alcohol and drug counselors within our programs that we support. We need mental health professionals, as well as clinicians and health service technicians. In order to pursue any of these roles within the Department of Human Services, each candidate is required to go through the application process. You can go through this application process by visiting us online at mn.gov/careers. The first step is to search for positions on our career website. Next, you would need to register to create a job search agent. Then you would need to apply for the positions in which you're interested. One thing to know about the state of Minnesota is that you would need to tailor your resume for each job that you're interested in. You would want to ensure that you read the minimum and preferred qualifications, and make sure you align your resume to make sure that you satisfy those qualifications. And then you will upload a resume for each job. The system will notify you that your application was submitted, so you can always go back into your profile to check the status of each of your applications, and you can track the progress of each application. If you're not seeing any type of progress, you can always go back and reach out to the name that's posted on that job posting in order for the person to provide you an application status update. So as I mentioned, you would have to go to our website to search for any opportunity with the state of Minnesota, as well as to create an account and apply for a job. You would go to the website. In the section where it says external applicants, you will want to click that green button where it says search for jobs now. The next screen that you should see is the number of jobs that we have available at any given time. At the top in the middle, you will see that number that says 403 matches found. So you will be able to see all the jobs that we have available. However, you can also tailor or filter the type of jobs that match your skills and interests. You can filter by location. You can filter by the agency that you would prefer to work with. My hope is that is with DHS. You can also filter by job family. So you can filter by health services, you can filter by medical, dental, psychology, information technology, so forth and so on. And as you begin to click on these filters, the job match will reduce, and you will be able to identify those number of jobs that align with the filters that you have selected. So once you have visited the website, identified a few jobs that you are interested in. You created a portal to where you can search for the specific job, and upload your resume to apply for each position. Basically, those are the few steps in order to apply for any job with the state of Minnesota and with a particular agency. Next, I would like to talk to you about the hiring process. Right now, the hiring process during this pandemic is a virtual process. Right now, we typically have that postings are available for 21 days. After that 21 days have expired, the posting will close and the HR professional will begin the screening process of those resumes. Typically, it takes 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the number of applicants that were submitted. With the state of Minnesota, we give priority to individuals with disability who have gone through our Connect 700 or C700 program, or a veteran. We give priority to those particular groups. So if anyone who qualifies for Connect 700 or a veteran, then you would go through a similar process, but have more lead time in this hiring process. The next step is that the hiring manager will review the top resumes that have been forwarded to him or her from the HR office and begin to conduct phone screens with those individuals. And that typically takes about 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how quickly they can schedule those interviews with each candidate. After the first round of interviews, then you move to an interview where the hiring manager and maybe a few leaders or colleagues within the agency or different department would want to meet with you and ask you questions. Typically, that takes about a week. And if they still need to narrow down the number of applicants, a second round interview is scheduled. And more often than not, that interview will entail meeting with agency leaders and having more of a conversation to ensure that your skill set and your interests align with the mission of that organization. So more times than not, the entire hiring process could take up to 4 weeks. Just a few tips for job seekers that I hope that you will consider as you begin to apply for some of our healthcare opportunities. The first is to read the entire job posting very carefully and apply for positions for which you meet the minimum qualifications. One thing that is very different about state government versus private industry is in regards to transferable skills. With our job postings, many, if not all of them, are very, very, very rigid in terms of what they're looking for. So when you look at a job posting, make sure you have an understanding of what that job is. Look at the minimum preferred qualifications and make sure that you have those experiences and communicate those experiences with your resume. So you want to tailor your resume for every single job. It's very important that you do that. Once you have submitted your resume, you want to check your online account for the status of each of the jobs for which you applied. You can learn more about state agencies, the administration or the division that you're interested in by visiting their agency website. And I strongly encourage that all candidates review the mission, the vision, And if you can find it, the strategic plan of each of those agencies, it provides you a lot of information that's helpful to you. As you prepare for the interview, again, our website has a plethora of resources to help you to navigate that experience. So please look at our tips provided on our Minnesota Career Fair site. I want to encourage you to remain positive and passionate about your pursuit in working with the state of Minnesota. Sometimes the process can take a longer than expected, but there's no harm in reaching out to the HR person just to get an update on your application process, or log back into your online account and look at the status of your application. So we encourage you to stay positive, continue to network, and reach out to other individuals who can help inform the type of role that you are seeking with the state. And to actively manage your career within the state of Minnesota. As I mentioned, once you are hired into the state, there's so many opportunities that you can take advantage of to build your career within the state. And so you want to learn and contribute in your role, in your department, and with your agency, but also know that resources are also available to ensure that you're continuously engaged and develop for your career. Some of the benefits that we offer is that we have medical and dental benefits. We offer life insurance. We have long and short-term disability, and we offer several pre-tax benefits. Just so that you know, because of this very challenging time that we're in, that every new employee, you should know that there's no waiting period for benefits, that newly eligible employees will receive coverage effective the date of hire. Typically, it's about 30 days after your first day of work, but that has been waived for new eligible employees. So again, we offer medical and dental insurance. We have 2 dental plans that are available through our provider, and both dental plans provide coverage for most conditions requiring dental treatment, and also for children under the age of 19. So again, for all applicants, as you're beginning to navigate career opportunities with the state, please know that we have helpful resources to help you navigate this experience. You can call our job line. The phone number is listed. You can send us an email at careers@state.mn.us. You can call that number and you should receive a response to that email between the hours of 9 and 4, Monday through Friday. We also have a kiosk at our Centennial office building, which is not available during this time of the pandemic. But if you have any questions for us or you need any help during this time, please don't hesitate to reach out to us via phone or email. Thank you for joining me for this session. I will now answer any questions that you may have at this time. Again, if you have any questions, please submit them in the chat section of this presentation. As we wait for questions to come in, I'll talk to you a little bit about my professional career at the state, and hopefully it'll highlight some of the benefits of knowing that you can come into a position and then also find other opportunities along the way. So I started my career within the Minnesota State Colleges and Universities system. I started out in the admissions area and began to work my way through various student affairs positions, such as working in HR, working as a registrar, and also working as a faculty member. After about 7 years of working for the state colleges and university system, I took some time off to grow my family. And then when I decided to go back to work, I began to look at other opportunities within the state of Minnesota. I participated in one of the People of Color career fairs. Hopefully you heard about those. They occur twice a year in April and October. I attended one of those events and, through networking, connected with a lot of leaders and landed a job within the state in statewide executive recruiting. Since working at the state, I've had many opportunities to grow my career and serve in a variety of roles. And that's when we talk about the number of career advancement opportunities across the state. So I've been working with the state on the agency side for going on 4 years now. And I really enjoy my job. I love contributing to my community and making sure that policies and services that we provide supports all Minnesotans. So again, that's just a little bit about myself. I welcome your questions. Anyone has any questions? If there are no questions, thank you so much for joining me today as I went through the benefits of working with the state of Minnesota and the positive differences that the Department of Human Services offer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs. I'm Jen Rodriguez, and I'm part of the Human Resources team. We really appreciate the opportunity to connect with you today to discuss healthcare employment opportunities serving Minnesota veterans. If you have questions during the presentation, please click on the Ask a Question button on the lower right side of the screen. All questions will be answered at the end of the presentation. Today, we will be discussing who we are and what we do with a focus on our veterans' healthcare career opportunities, along with the great benefits that come with being a state employee. We will also review the application process. The Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs, MDVA, is a cabinet-level state agency dedicated to serving Minnesota's 308,000 veterans and their families. We are a state agency employing a dedicated staff of more than 1,300 people, which includes programs and services, central office, and veterans healthcare. Today, our focus is on veterans healthcare, which includes the Minnesota Veterans Homes. That said, I'd like to introduce our next presenter, Carolyn Schauer. Carolyn is the Clinical Director of Veterans Healthcare.
And I apologize, I'm the one that's been coughing without having my mute on, so my apologies. The Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs supports 5 state veterans homes throughout the state of Minnesota. Our mission is to provide person-centered care, but we also recognize that we're caring for veterans who have special needs related to their military service. Minneapolis is our largest nursing home with 300 skilled beds and sits on the edge of the beautiful Minnehaha Park. We also have excellent nursing homes up north in Silver Bay with 85 beds, out west in Fergus Falls with 106 beds, and further southwest in Laverne with 85 beds. In Hastings, we have a 130-bed domiciliary program licensed as a board and care, where veterans can care for themselves physically, but receive services for addictions, for mental health challenges, and to learn new life skills. Minnesota also has a domiciliary on the Minneapolis campus of 50 beds. Our domiciliary program is very unique, but it serves a need not met elsewhere in the community. In Minneapolis, it's located on the south side of the campus. Our adult day health program, which is operated in limited capacity during COVID-19, is located in a historic building that's been updated for staff to provide programming for veterans with memory issues who attend for part of or for the entire day. Our skilled nursing home is built as 3 new but separate buildings adjoined by hallways and large gathering spaces. All of our residents have private rooms, and we strive to make this space feel like home. As you can see, it takes a large and very diverse workforce to help care for these special individuals. We're looking for staff with a variety of talents and backgrounds to help us care for the residents we serve. Back to you, Jen.
Well, thank you, Carolyn. The Minnesota Veterans Homes have a variety of career opportunities, which include healthcare professionals whose expertise, skills, and knowledge provide quality care to our veterans and their families. We also offer service job opportunities in specialized areas, including food service, general maintenance, housekeeping, and skilled trades. Finally, we offer professional and administrative opportunities in various capacities to assist at the Minnesota Veterans Homes. Now that you know who we hire, let's talk about why you should work for us. At the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs, we offer a caring family environment which values diversity and inclusion. As an employee of MDVA, you will have an opportunity to support Minnesota veterans and help ensure they receive the care and benefits they have earned. We offer advancement opportunities, career paths, paid educational opportunities, on-the-job training, and state of Minnesota employee benefits. At this particular time, there is no waiting period for our great benefits. New eligible employees will receive coverage effective on their first day of hire. The state of Minnesota provides its employees with excellent medical, dental, and prescription drug coverage. Benefits may vary based on position. We have short-term and long-term disability, and basic term life insurance coverage is available to most eligible employees. Pre-tax benefits can provide you savings by allowing you to pay for a variety of expenses with tax-free dollars. The state of Minnesota offers employee assistance and wellness programs, paid time off, such as vacation, holidays, and sick leave, paid parental leave up to 6 weeks for eligible employees, and also pension and deferred compensation plans. Now that you've seen all the great reasons to work for MDVA, it's time to apply. Go to the Minnesota Careers website by typing www.mn.gov/careers. Please select the Search for Jobs Now under the External Applicants section. At this point, if you do not have an account set up yet, we recommend you register as a new user and create a username and password. Now let's begin your search. You can filter your searches by clicking Veterans Affairs Department under the agency heading. This will display all current job openings at our agency. You can also set up a job search agent that will notify you when positions become available. And here are some tips for job seekers. Always read the entire job posting carefully and apply for positions for which you meet the minimum qualifications. Ensure your resume clearly describes your experience and demonstrates how you meet the minimum qualifications. Tailor your resume for every single job and check your online account frequently. If you have any questions about our job opportunities, our HR team is available to assist you. To learn more about the comprehensive services available to eligible veterans and their families through the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs, please visit our website at minnesotaveteran.org or call the Veterans Linkage Line at 1-888-LINK-VET. This concludes our presentation today,